My friend's favorite rapper says his first breath made his mama breathless. And I've been thinking about last breaths and how they sound like. My mind tells me it's something synonymous to death, and death is loud. But this big heart of mine tells me it's something close to God singing lullabies just before we die. So I'll hold my breath for this one, close my eyes for this one, and pace my heart for this one. For every time I write these words, they become you and I. They become love. They become hope, and hope is made up of memories. Whether good or bad, we hold on to them the same way we hold dreams that are yet to come true. So I hope you hold your breath for this one. You close your eyes for this one. You pace your heart for this one. Like good music, I was born in the 90s. I grew up listening to Michael Jackson, Koffi Olomide, Extra Musica. I wore FUBU clothes for every Christmas my parents could afford. We played with mud and we got mad beatings in the evening. Life was good. Rivers were clean, so we went swimming. Duf Pararo, Raundi Mwenda. Our parents actually thought we were crazy. Life was good. Trees were there. So we went hunting in the land of the hyenas, and we were never swayed. But when school time came, we cried. Day 1, you cry. Day 2, you cry. By the time you reach day 3, you've met friends with Sophie, and it's somehow close to home time, and you don't want to go anywhere without her. And it's funny, because some few years later, your mother comes up with this perfect mantra. She says, wewe soma, wasichana watakutafuta. So tell me why I'm so single, one would mistake my heart for a recording label. And in comes your first kiss. It felt like my favorite meal, but with avocado in it. It felt like knowing your mother was in charge of food at a wedding. It felt like your crush texting you, nishukie wapi? It felt like this country in 2002. We held our breaths and we found our steps, but we quickly lost it. And it told me one thing, that we are a projection of the leaders we choose. So hold your breath. And it reminded me of everything I have done in this life. Reminds me of how I use this earth as my notebook and the fallen branches my pen. It reminds me of the time I used to steal meat from a boiling pot. It reminds me about promising my mother for better. And the most of all, it reminds me of my first love, my first phone, my father's last breath before God sang him a lullaby, and it makes me wonder if his last breath made my mama breathless. And there are many things that I have done in my life that June won't get to do. Like wrapping his little fingers around the thumbs of his father. He won't for a second understand the joy it brings. His mother will have sleepless nights. All he had for life was a lifetime to fight for his life. All his parents have is a lifetime to fight for a child lost. There are things that I have done in my life that June won't get to do. He won't cry from a heartbreak. He won't cry for food. He won't vote, so he won't cry for this country. But his parents have cried for all those things, yet still cry for a child lost. There are things that I have done in my life that June won't get to do. He won't grow old to promise his folks a new house. He won't debate whether Kendrick is the greatest of them all. He won't raise his hand in class to ask for a bathroom break. He won't know that 1 in 4 women go through pregnancy and infancy loss, and he just added to the statistics his last breath made his mama breathless. He didn't know how to breathe on his own. It left her mother weeping. He didn't know how to breathe on his own. It left her father grieving. My friend's favorite rapper says, his first breath made his mama breathless. And I've been thinking about last breaths and how they sound like. My mind tells me it's something synonymous to death, and by now we know death is loud. But this big heart of mine tells me it's something close to God singing lullabies just before we die. His last breath made his mama breathless. And I've been thinking about last breaths and how they sound like. And I hope God wasn't off key when he was singing June a tune. I hope God picked his favorite tune just to sing June a tune. I hope his lullaby sounded something like this. To everyone who's lost a kid, I'm sorry.